All right, we're going over again another movement moment. This time we're talking about being inverted. That means handstand push-ups, kipping and strict, handstand walk, and wall walk. I'm not gonna talk about how to do these movements. This is about getting them faster, more efficient, working on different strategies of those movements. So it's not gonna be a tutorial on how to do those movements. You guys should have that, either be working on that or something in that way, but we're trying to get them better from what you do have. So these are tips and strategies to do that. Next we're going into our wall walk. So the first consideration here on our wall walk is obviously getting up to our wall walk. This is to help save fatigue. So the first thing is when we have our feet back on our fingertips or on our line, you always want to get it as close to just your fingertips since that's part of the standard. That way you have the best pressing ability. If I'm kind of get my whole hand on there, it's not worth the extra press that it takes. So first one, be able to push back into your locked out position and then raise your hips while you're keeping this locked out position. The less pressing we have to do of our joints, the less that it will add fatigue to our workout. So we're always trying to press into our position first, then lift our hips, get our feet up there and holding this position. A lot of people want to walk and press every single step, but we want to be able to work and maintain that balance and rotate on our stacked joint. So the less pressing, like I said earlier, the less pressing we do is the less fatigue added. So when we're in our position, we want to work on rotating. So I'm stacked on my left, I'm going to rotate. I walk my feet, rotate, walk my feet, rotate. My arms have stayed locked this whole time, and I'm just rotating back, rotating back. It allows me to use less fatigue and cover larger distances between that my hands touch. That way it allows it to go faster once you get really comfortable doing that stack, rotate, and it will save you a lot of fatigue on your wall walks. So here you can see the difference in the position or the time it takes. So either way I'm stacked, and then when I get up here and I'm trying to press, I have 4 or 5 steps, but if I learn to rotate, I can stack, rotate, rotate, touch. I'm already there, rotate, rotate, back down. A lot less fatigue, a lot less effort. Next, we want to think about how we go from rep to rep, much easier rather than doing that full hard straight push-up every single time. For our wall walks, rep to rep, we want to think about getting up there quickly. A lot of times wall walks get tired and we're spending half our time sitting here like this, just waiting, but we want to minimize that time. That is a lot of time that adds. And then what builds with that is that push up every single time. It's very hard to come off being tired and then going, oh man, having to push back up every single time. It just adds a lot of fatigue on your chest, your shoulders, your triceps. So we want to think of it similar to how we did our burpees. So that bounce and go back, that's what we're looking for with our wall walks. So when we do this, we come up, first one, always locking out. We've done our rotation. And then as we come back, we want to basically drop from here and we're already back to our press. We've hit our full position, but we bounce right back up to where we can then just stick our other foot up there and then go into our other rep, rather than what we usually do like this. When we've done our full rep, coming back down, and then pushing all the way. Having that bounce hit will allow us to get couples, triples of movement with less fatigue and spend way less time in that transition. Even if you had that usual transition where you're pushing up, pushing your arms straight, then lifting your hips every single time, that is just part of the rep that adds like 2-3 seconds rather than that hit bounce back up there. Because if I come down and then already pressing back up, I felt next to no fatigue in my press because I've basically bounced against it. Luckily, we do these on mats, so it doesn't hurt as much. If you do them on the black mats, then there might be some kind of pain there, but that's what we give and take during our competition because we're trying to speed up reps, trying to get from one point to another point much faster. So that'd be another consideration to do when you're thinking about wall walk, something to try in training to see if you can speed up that process.